Hey everyone, welcome back to the Solar Pedal Collective, where we rise through shared light. I'm Ryan. Great to have you here. Good to have your energy here. The energy has felt really good this morning, and I was having some crazy dreams. But before we get into that, any channeling, any messages that I bring here, it's all a timeless video, so it will find you when it resonates with you. And if you find that you do resonate with any of the content within this video and you find yourself coming back again and again, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell icon. That way you know that you get notifications when I go live. And then obviously, if you like any of the videos, don't hesitate to hit the like button. Helps immensely. And then if you want to leave a comment down below on any of the videos, absolutely fine. I just ask that you please be respectful. Okay. And I do sometimes come in hot with vulgarity. I give the messages in the moment. I don't try to filter it. I give it in the moment. So yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, I was having crazy dreams last night, and I know I have already in a previous video talked about time. I'm gonna keep on coming back to time because time is a very big thing. Time is a very big topic. Time is a very big unknown for a lot of people, even though you use time every day. And so I was having crazy dreams last night. And then all these epiphanies about time just started coming in to these dreams. And like I was getting so much information. And I still don't know if what I got, like if it is, it's, I know it's not the full thing, but even knowing what I know, having the knowledge that I have through my life experience so far, like I understand, like I thought I understood time. I thought I understood it. But now I know I understand a very basic, rudimentary function of time. And it's interesting to think about it in the way that I've been shown. And I've said before, and I wholeheartedly believe, I have wholeheartedly believed that time is an illusion. Time is just a means of quantifying worth. That's what we as a species have turned what we know time into, which is a unit of measure to depict worth. Like, is my time worth doing that? Is my time worth waking up and going to work every day? Is my time worth sending these videos on YouTube? That's how we perceive time. And we are taught and we are told that time is constant. Time is inevitable. That time is a constant. There will always be time. How naive of us to say that. Because we don't know. And time isn't a constant. And we are just finding, like, we are scientifically realizing that. But even more so, time is not only not a constant, it is a constant. Like this is where it gets weird. This is where the information that I received gets really, really interesting, because it's time is a constant, but it's not a constant, because We can't see it, we can't smell it, we can't taste it, we can't touch it, we can't hear it, but we perceive it. We know it's there. Just like we know gravity is there. We always perceive gravity, but we feel gravity. We always feel it pulling on us. We may not constantly, every second of every day, again, there's time, feel gravity pulling against us, but our body has become so used to it, it's already removed that sensation unless gravity that is affecting your body changes. But it's always there. We know it's always there. You pick up a pencil, you drop it. You know gravity's there. But we determine what gravity is and how strong gravity is by time. Yet we don't know what time is. We don't understand time. We understand a single, very rudimentary function of time, which is seconds in a day, which is a chronological unit, which is something that we perceive and give value to, but also at the same time, our perception of time isn't constant. Because I can perceive time faster or slower than the person next to me can perceive time. We can be in the same space, we can be shoulder to shoulder, but my perception of time is different than theirs. Your perception of time is different than mine. Every single person's perception of time on this planet is different. Think about that for a second. If time is a constant, how is it different for everyone? Every single person, it's different. You can lose track of time. You can perceive time going slow in the moment or time going fast in the moment. If you get close to we know if you, or we don't know, we theorize based upon things, I don't know if it's things we've seen, I can't say things we've seen, but we've theorized that the closer you get to a black hole, the slower the perception of time is, because gravity is affecting time. But that's not true. The only reason that we're seeing an after image of somebody going closer to a black hole is because light cannot escape gravity. We are not actually seeing time slow down. We're seeing the absence of light coming back to us so we can perceive whatever we're trying to perceive getting closer to the black hole. So we're not actually seeing time slow down. But time does change. Our perspective of time does change the closer you are to a black hole. That's what we perceive. That's what we theorize because of the fantastic movie Interstellar. I know there is flaws in Interstellar, but it's still a fantastic movie. But I liked how they did the perception of time dilation, whereas orbiting around the planet had a different perspective of time than when they went to the planet. They lost, what was it? 15 years? It was 5 years. It was years. They lost years in minutes. And all the while, time on Earth was moving faster. Like, time on Earth was going by faster. So, with that theory, time is not constant. Because time, if time was constant, it wouldn't matter. Leaving one planet and going to the next planet, time would remain constant. And to the individual experience the time traveling, it is constant. So what does that mean? So time is an illusion. But it's not. Because time affects everything. But what is time? You see what I'm saying? Like there are so many things about time that we don't understand. We understand, hey, the earth revolves around the sun. That gives us our days, weeks, and months. And years. Well, mainly that gives us what? Our months and years. Because based upon like how close we are and how far away we are from the sun and our relative place around the orbit of the sun. But our days and our weeks are depicted upon our rotation, upon the Earth's rotation. So we rotate, that's a day. And then after so many rotations, that's a week. And then we switch from how many weeks into a month. And then based upon where we are in relative location to the sun and the astrological signs that we have depicted in space, we have months. And then the full rotation of the sun equates a year. So it's kind of a mix of both. We use time to depict, and then like a day is depicted as the rotation of the Earth's rotation, and then from that rotation we depicted a very rudimentary understanding of what time might be. Not necessarily what time is, but what time might be. So there's so much about time that we don't know. There's so much about time we don't know. And time is actually supposed to be an entire dimension. Because we're technically... Hold on. Alright, whatever. My laptop. Oh, that's why. There. There we go. Sorry about that. My work laptop shut off. I needed to see my face. But yeah, there's so much about time we don't know. And time is a whole dimension. Because technically, we are three-dimensional beings. Well, we perceived ourselves as three-dimensional beings because we have length, width, and depth. We perceive things in 3 dimensions. We actually perceive things in 4 dimensions because the light traveling is time. Like the light traveling from a screen to my eyes, it takes time. So we are perceiving things in 4 dimensions. But our concept of time, we didn't think time as its own dimension until relatively recently in human existence. And if you think about it, the first 3 dimensions, you have the first dimension, which is one plane of existence, or what we depicted as length. And then the second dimension gave us height. So then you have 2 dimensions, and then you can have rudimentary shapes. Still in a visually one-dimensional aspect, but it is technically 2 dimensions. And so we have a third dimension, which is depth, which gives you the depth of something, how big something is, the surface of something. It turns a 2-dimensional, one-dimensionally visual 2-dimensional object into a 3-dimensional object. So you need the third dimension to essentially have a 3-dimensional object. Otherwise, it's just a 1-dimensional object, visually. Like you could have, it would be one-dimensionally, like you can see it like this. It is technically 2 dimensions because the moment you do this, it looks different. So it is technically 2 dimensions. It would either be a line or the shape. So the third dimension gives you depth, which then gives the shape its full 3-dimensional shape. The fourth dimension is time. That's what we perceive it. We perceive the fourth dimension is time. Since we are experiencing time, we are technically in the fourth dimension. We perceive time. We experience time. Every single person perceives time in their own way. If that statement is true, and it is, then time is not constant. If time is not constant, then our understanding of time is false. We set units of we set standard units of measure based off of time. We set value for everything based off of time. Yet every single person's perception of time is different. So wouldn't that mean every single person's value of things is different? Absolutely. But that would be absolute chaos. How would anybody make a buck? So they had to set a standard. Like, no, this is what we say the value of that is based off of a median of time. So everything that we know, everything that we've learned, like generations coming and generations after me, right now, we are still learning a false depiction of time. Time is what you perceive it as. That is time. You don't perceive other people's times. Think about that for a second. When somebody leaves your immediate space, you no longer perceive their time. Their time is now different to yours. Oh yeah, I could look at the clock and say, hey, it's 6:57 in the morning. And then I could talk to somebody on the computer and they're like, yeah, it's 6:57 in the morning. Just because the unit standard time is the same doesn't mean that my perception of 6:57 in the morning is the exact same as the other person's perception of 6:57 in the morning. That's heavy. And I got this in dreams. And I woke up like, what did I just learn? What did I, like, what? I'm going to sound absolutely crazy. But But that's the information I was given, and it feels so right. Like it feels like that is not false information. So yeah, take that how you want. Like if that resonates with you, leave a comment down below, because that there is so much about time that just I can't wait to see all the things that we learn about time, about space, about life. It's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot happening within the next 3 years, I'm hearing. Within the next 3 years, shit's going to hit the fan, is what I'm being told. It's a lot of paradigms are going to be challenged. A lot of beliefs are going to be challenged. And people are going to have to choose. People are going to have to choose. It's not going to be a, well, I'll see how it turns out kind of a situation. It's going to be, you're going to have to make a choice. Every single person is going to have to make a choice. But don't be afraid of the choice. Which is, that's a silly thing to hear, because it's just like, saying everybody's going to have to make a choice is like saying everybody's going to die. But don't be afraid of dying, because it is inevitable. So don't be afraid of it. But just because dying is inevitable doesn't mean I can't be afraid of it. But also at the same time, you don't want to be afraid of it, because you don't know what's after death. Excuse me. That's a weird way to say it. You don't know what happens when you die. Nobody does. That's the great mystery. So why be afraid of it? Honestly, who cares? That's a very nonchalant way to think about it, but seriously, like why be afraid of it? It's an unknown, yes. It's scary, yes. I guess it's the kind of fear that you have. I guess it's like the kind of same fear that you would have as you did when you were young and you were doing a scary roller coaster for the first time. Like you have anticipation. You're kind of excited, but you are like you're thinking to yourself in your head, like, all right, I'm gonna go on this roller coaster. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna happen. Like I'm old enough now, I'm tall enough now, I can do this. And as you get closer, you get more and more scared, but you're confident. You're confident. And then you get into the roller coaster ride. You get buckled in and everything. You're like, all right, no, we're in it now. We're in it. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're gonna do this. We're confident. And then it starts moving. And in that instant, your brain's like, oh shit, it's real. We're doing this now. It's real. It's happening. And then as it's going up that hill, your brain is going, okay, we're in this. It sucks. Like, no, we need to stop this. No, I don't want to do this. We have no way out. What are we doing? What happens? What's going to happen? Oh no. Like, and then you're just spinning. You're just spinning. And then you get over that hill and you're having, like, you are petrified. You can't get the air out of your lungs. You can't breathe. You can't change the way your face looks. You're in it. And then it happens. And then the ride's over. And you don't even perceive that, oh my God, I just finished the whole ride. and then you're excited and you want to do it again. What if death is like that? Like, going all the way up to it, you know it's going to happen. You're confident. You're like, no, I'm not afraid of death. Nah, you keep it out of your head. And then you get to it, you get closer to it, it gets more and more on your mind. And then you're getting like more towards the actual time. And you're like, no, I'm confident, we're going through it, it's happening. And then the day of, and you're scared because it's happening, because it's real, because you have no way out. And then it happens. You're going up that hill, you're getting more and more terrified, and then it happens. You go down the hill, and you're frozen. You can't do anything. And then the ride is over, and you don't realize it. And then you want to do it again. Think about that for a second. Since we are beings of light, we have spirit. We are here to experience life. What if us experience life is like us going up the hill of that roller coaster? We were finally old enough to get on this ride. We were finally old enough. We were finally tall enough. We were finally ready to do it. So we got on this ride. And when we were born, that's when we got in the seat and we got strapped down. And your life is just you going up that hill of the roller coaster. And on your deathbed, when you finally expire your last breath, that's you going over the hill. That's when the roller coaster starts. That's when, boom. And then all of a sudden, what happens next? I don't know. You've now experienced the roller coaster. What happens after that? Who knows? And that's the mystery. But that's a great way to look at it. Like, us going through life, that's us going up the hill of a roller coaster. And then when we get to the day where we expire, that's finally the plunge. So think of our life as just the beginning of this journey. So yes, death is inevitable, but also a continuation. Death is just the crest of the hill. And that's comforting to think about it that way. So yeah, if anything, sorry, I went off on another tangent. If any of this resonates with you, leave a comment. Again, if you find yourself coming back, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notifications, so you know when I'm posting videos. And in the future when I go live, because I'm going to be doing that in the future. So thank you so very much. Thank you for allowing your energy into this space and keeping any negative energy that you had out of this space. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.